Students, today we shall discuss about the general construction of cable. The cable shown in single conductor underground cable. It have various parts you can observe here. There is a surveying, armoring, bedding, lead sheath, insulation, conductor. First, one by one, we shall discuss conductor or core. This section consists of single conductor or more than one conductor. The conductors are also called cores, or we can say core. Okay, this section has a many conductors, single conductor, or it may be a more than one conductor. This is nothing but a core. A cable with a three conductors is called three-core cable. The conductors used are aluminium or annealed copper. The conductors are stranded conductors in order to provide flexibility to the cable. Next is a insulation. Each conductor or core is covered by a insulation or proper thickness. The very commonly used insulating materials are varnished cambric, vulcanized bitumen and impregnated paper. These are the commonly insulating materials, commonly used insulating materials. For every conductor, they give an insulation or proper thickness. Next, metallic sheath. The insulated conductors are covered by lead sheath or aluminium sheath. This provides the mechanical protection but mainly restricts moisture and other gases to reach the insulation. Second step is insulation, right? The insulation is protected by metallic sheath. Metallic sheath they are provided to protect the insulation. The insulated conductors are covered by lead sheath or aluminium sheath. This will provide the mechanical protection, okay, which will avoid the that is the moisture and other gases. It should not get damage to the insulation, so they will provide a metallic sheath, okay. Next is a bedding. The metallic sheath is covered by another layer that is called bedding. The bedding consists of paper tape compound with a fibrous material like jute, strands or Hessian tape. The purpose of bedding is to protect the metallic sheath from corrosion and from mechanical injury resulting due to armoring. Bedding is used to protect the metallic sheath. That is, it may be due to the bedding consists of a paper tape compounded with a fibrous material like jute, strands or Asian tape. The purpose of bedding is to protect from the corrosion and from mechanical injury resulting due to armoring. Okay. One layer is provided to protect the another layer. That is continuous. Okay. Next is the armoring. This layer consists of the layer of galvanized steel wires which provide a protection to the cable from the mechanical injury. Serving. The last layer above the armoring is serving. It is a layer of fibrous material like jute, cloth, which protects the armoring from the atmospheric conditions. These are the 6 layers which will protect one another. That is, serving is used to protect the armoring, and armoring is used to protect the bedding, and bedding is used to protect the metallic sheath. Metallic sheath is used to protect the insulation. Okay, it depends on one another. Okay, to protect the metallic sheath, we have this is the insulation. We use some materials, that is insulating materials, varnished cambric, vulcanized bitumen, impregnated paper. Metallic sheath means you mainly moisture content may observe, okay, and other gases will observe in the insulation part. Okay, if it is observed, the insulation will get damaged. To avoid that, metallic sheath is provided. It will protect from moisture and other gases. What about bedding? Some corrosion will occur due to metallic sheath is a steel, that is aluminium sheath or lead sheath. Okay, it is covered by lead sheath or aluminium sheath. So to avoid the corrosion and also to avoid the mechanical injury. For that, they have provided the bedding, okay, to protect from that. And next is the armoring. Armoring means this layer consists of the layers of galvanized steel wires, which will provide the protection to the cable from the mechanical injury. That means while laying underground and while transportation, some damages get happen to the cable, okay. So that we need to avoid that, okay. So for that protection purpose, armoring is used, okay. And next, finally, out, that is coating for the overall layers, serving, okay. It is a layer of fibrous material like jute, cloth, which will protect the armoring from the atmospheric conditions, that it may be wet conditions and moisture content, heat, that is in underground heat, may be heat, wet, okay, like that. Due to many atmospheric conditions, the cable should not get damaged, okay. For that purpose only, total outer, that is the out surface serving. May ask questions regarding that. Draw the cross-sectional view of a single core cable and explain its construction. Mention the requirements of underground cable and compare underground cables and overhead transmission line. Give the advantages and limitations of underground cable against overhead system. Next, we shall discuss about the types of cables. Classification of cables according to the voltage level. First, low tension cables, LT cables. These are used for the voltage levels up to 6.6 kV. The electrostatic stress in LT cables are not severe, hence no special construction is used for LT cables. What they are saying is these are used for the voltage level up to 6.6 kV. The electrostatic stress in LT cables are not severe, hence so special construction is used for LT cables. The paper is used as an insulation in these cables. Sometimes resin is also used, which increases the viscosity and it will help to prevent a dryness. And next is a cross section of a single core cable, that is LT cable. It consists of a circular core of a stranded copper or aluminium. You can observe this conductor, okay. This is a impregnated paper and this is a conductor, and this is a brass or steel armoring, and this is a serving, and this is a lead sheath, okay. The conductor is insulated by impregnated paper. The stranded means this small round is there, na? That is only stranded, okay. It consists of a circular core of stranded copper, or it may be a aluminium. Next is a medium and high tension cables. This three-phase medium and high tension cables are three-core cables for voltages up to 66 kV. The three-core cables, that is multi-core cables, are used. These cables are classified as ST cables up to 11 kV level, which are belted type. Belted type means, you can observe the figure here. These are the stranded cores and they have divided three, okay. The thickness of insulation between conductor and sheath. This is the lead sheath and this is the jute filling. This is a paper belt and this one is a thickness, and this is the difference thickness of insulation between conductor and also the sheath. Belted three-core cable. Next is the super tension cables for 22 kV and 33 kV, which are screened cables. Once again I repeat, for medium, that is up to 11 kV belted type, and for 22-33 kV H type and SL type. H type, the special case, the use of these cables can be extended up to 66 kV level. First is the serving, and you can observe here, this is the conductor and stranded conductors and conducting belt. This is a belt and this is a lead sheath and this is a armoring and the conducting belt and metallic sheath and paper insulation, dotted lines, that is paper insulation, and this is a conductor, okay. See H type, figure 3, that is a H-type cable. Next is a SL type. SL type is a this one. If you observe, this is a same 3-core cable. 3 cables you can observe here. Conductor, and this is a lead covering or lead sheath, we can say, and this is a cotton tape, and this is a armoring, and this is a serving. Cable voltage levels from 33 kV to 66 kV, which are pressure cables. That is a oil filled cables or gas pressure cables. These are the two types. Okay. Oil filled cables, oil duct, serving, lead sheath, and this one is conductor, and this is a paper insulation. This is a oil filled 3-core cable. Okay. One core, that is a 3-core, you can observe here. And gas pressure cable, this is a triangular shape, and this is a conductor, and this is a impregnated paper, and this is a lead sheath. Okay, this is a serving. These are the different types of cables for medium, small, that is a high tension, low tension cables, and some division in that. Okay. We have specially used for particular voltage levels. For 11 kV, we use a belted type, and for more than that, 22 to 33 kV, they go with the super tension cables. It may be a H type or SL type. And for more other, that is more than that voltage level, if it is a high voltage, then it is used with the oil filled cables and gas pressure cables. Okay. Give and explain briefly the classification of underground cable. Insulation resistance of a single core cable. The cable conductor is provided with a suitable thickness of a insulating material in order to prevent leakage current. Why we prevent why the thickness is made? To prevent a leakage current. The path for leakage current is radial through the insulation. The opposition offered by insulation to leakage current is known as insulation resistance of the cable. The opposition offered by insulation to leakage current is known as insulation resistance of the cable. For satisfactory operation, the insulation resistance of the cable should be very high. Consider a single core cable of conductor radius R, internal sheath radius R2 as shown in the figure. If you observe the figure, you will understand this is the internal sheath or internal radius is R1 and the out radius is R2. Let L be the length of the cable and Rho be the resistivity of the insulation. Consider a very small layer of insulation of thickness dx. Okay, we have considered the insulation thickness as dx at a radius x. The length through which leakage current tends to flow is dx, and the area of x section offered to this flow is 2 pi xl. Okay. Insulation resistance of considered layer is rho dx divided by 2 pi xl. Insulation resistance of the whole cable is R is equal to, that is in limits, because internal to this is total. Okay, we need to find. So R1 to R2 rho dx divided by 2 pi xl. If you integrate that, what you will get? 1 by x. 1 by x we need to integrate, so you'll get log x. Okay, log e, if you integrate log e, you'll get, so if you apply the limits, you'll get log r2 minus log r1, so that can be written as log a by b. So log e r2 divided by r1. Okay, if you apply the limits, you'll get log a minus log b, like that log r2 minus log r1, that can be written as log a by b. That is what they have written. This shows that insulation resistance of a cable is inversely proportional to its length. You can observe it is inversely proportional to its length. In other words, if the cable length increases, its insulation resistance decreases, and vice versa. In next class, we shall discuss with the problems.